We're learning this Gemara in Nedarim, Daf Chav Beis and Aleph, right? Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Nachmani, Amar Rav Yonason, Kol HaKoyes, Kol Min Gehenom Sholten Bo. Shneimar V'Hasar Kas M'Libecha, V'Have Ra M'Basrecha, right? Remove kas from your, what is it? Right, Hasar Kas from your heart, and then you remove evil from your flesh. Okay, so what does it mean? Kol Mini Gehenom. What are called types of Gehenom? I think we can explain as follows, like this, right? All punishment that Hashem gives me to Keneged Midah, Hashem is not out to get you. Right? He's not out to get us. Right? It could sometimes, as parents, we have to know that if you punish your children, it has to be with love. Remember when I was a Bachar in Yeshiva, there was one Avrech, he said, I always ask my children to thank me before I give them, this was like 35 years ago, you could still spank your children. Today you'll be arrested and sent to jail. They call the police. It happened in Brooklyn. Some kid called the police, they put the father, and take him to a police station. But there was once a time in Jewish history we could punish your children, and even physically, and the Pasuk in Mishnah says, spare the rod, spoil the child, right? The Vilna Gaon says, Lafi rova ava is roiva tokacha. There was such a time in Jewish history, so let's talk about that time. But, Kol Min Gehenom Sholten Bo, the punishment is always like perfectly fitted to the Avera that was done. And anger has a very specific nature to it. It's that it's out of control, rage. When someone's really angry, watch out, because they could do anything, right? A person could kill when they're angry. I've been going to the Kaisel every morning, and the driver listens to the news, and it seems like every day somebody's murdering someone else. I said, it's not what I want to hear about the first thing in the morning, but how does it happen? A fairly nice person could come to murder. It's because anger takes a person out of control. It breaks all boundaries. We're talking about breaking boundaries, and that the Avos lived their life without boundaries, right? That was in Chesed and Gvura and Tiferes. And anger has a similar midah, attribute, is it breaks boundaries, and it makes you do things that you would never consider even doing. It's the same thing with onish, right? Every punishment has a boundary. There's only so much you're going to be punished. You do this, the Maharsha says, you steal with your right hand, you get a cut in your right hand, it teaches you Midah Keneged Midah. But one exception to that is anger. Right? Anger, when a person gets angry, he breaks all boundaries. And therefore, Midah Keneged Midah, Kol Min Gehenom Sholten Bo. Right? All types of Gehenom, every single aspect of Gehenom. Right? And I thought of an interesting mashal. Like imagine you have to go into an Arab town. The Israeli army has to go into an Arab town. They want to get some soldier back or something, or blow up some missiles which they keep in their hospitals. And they keep them in their churches, in their mosques and hospitals. The missiles behind babies or whatever. So you go in with 100, 1,000 people. Imagine the entire Israeli army goes into a town. And like a little town of 100 people, you have 100,000, 200,000 people swarming on a town. It's mind-boggling. That's what happens when a person gets angry, right? In Gehenom, they send everything, all the forces of Gehenom. Kol Min Gehenom Sholten Bo, right? Because since he broke the boundaries, so Hashem says, I'm also going to break the boundaries, and we really let you have it, right? So it's a good, if it wasn't enough what we spoke about so far, think about things on a deeper level, realize everything is Hashem's chesed. Kol Ma David Rachman Tov of it. If you don't yet have your It's All Good card, right? It's all good, right? And there was a young lady who I gave one of these cards to. She learns in a seminary, I know. And she came to me, Rabbi Travis, I was going to get upset, and I took it out, and I said, everything is good. I didn't get upset. I was very happy, right? Because that's what a person should accustom himself to say everything Hashem does, the merciful one he does for the good. If you stop getting angry, that's the best, right? So before we get angry, I think it was the Saba Mikalim or Slobodka, one of the Sabas. So he had a special code for getting angry, right? It was locked up on the third floor in a closet. So if you wanted to get angry, you'd have to go up the 3 flights of stairs, then open the closet and put on the coat, and by the time you forgot what it was really about. So that's the best way to go. Just delay reaction. But that's Kol Min Gehenom Sholten Bo. So we want to be careful about anger, especially with our spouses, and we'll speak about that more soon, B'ezras Hashem.